Hello and welcome to our channel. Thank you for taking some time in your day to listen to the Dhamma. We're certain that the real Dhamma and the pure Dhamma will be a blessing to you. Today's talk is the second in three talks I hope to give. This one is entitled Listening. The last one was entitled Thinking. Listening doesn't usually come up in the scriptures as being essential or important in our practice of the Dhamma, but there are some indications that in fact it is. Obviously, the common understanding of listening is to hear something with our ears. We'll talk about that first. So listening is a sound, an object of attention. Once our ears make contact with the sound, hearing or consciousness arises. If there's no sound, there's no hearing consciousness. So the ears hear sounds which are nothing more than vibrations of air molecules coming into the eardrum and vibrating the eardrum. Then, in order to know what that sound is, we must have memory. These vibrations of the eardrum produce a vibration throughout the body, very subtle, not that we can feel it, but then our memory identifies what those vibrations are. Our memory is something like a barcode. It has billions of memories. In this case, your memory is telling you you're listening to English, you're listening to a Dhamma talk, etc. So this is an important phenomena that allows us to stay in the present moment. If we're able to focus our attention sufficiently to just listen, then the mind quiets. What typically happens when we're listening to a Dhamma talk or to someone else talk is we start thinking about what we're hearing. And this immediately distracts us from hearing clearly and without prejudice. When we listen with a clear, concentrated mind, we can stay in the present moment. But when we're not focused, the great distraction, the great disturber to our listening is we begin to think. In the last talk that I gave was about thinking, and ultimately thinking is just a form of confusion. We start fabricating, constructing, imagining, remembering, and pretty soon we have lost all awareness into what we're hearing in the present moment. The other great distraction to listening is that we come to every moment with preconceived notions, we have expectations, we have built-in prejudices, or we have these preferences, we have opinions, and all of these color what we're listening to, what we're hearing, and don't allow us to be open-hearted, open-minded, and hear the essence or the true substance of what is being spoken. So, in order to listen properly, we need to have a quiet mind. And we don't have a quiet mind when we're thinking, and our thinking is colored, as I've said, infected by, disturbed by all of our preconceived notions about how the world should be, how this person we may be listening should be, how whatever sounds we're hearing, whether they're natural sounds in nature, we have opinions about them, and this keeps us from having a truly pure and direct experience of the sound. Now, the other kind of hearing that's equally essential, if not more essential, is we need to be listening to our own mind. Our own mind, as I talked about recently, is in a constant state of agitation called thinking. It's remembering and it's projecting into the future, and this memory and these thoughts get together. They're like a team of some kind, and they just are incessantly driven to create. Now, sometimes we may have had the experience that we're talking about something that another person doesn't like, or we may even be having an argument, and that person will say, "Do you hear what you're saying?" And they're trying to wake us up that we're saying things that are outrageous to them or unacceptable to them. Our job is to wake up to all of the thoughts that are arising in consciousness that are disturbing our peace of mind, that are contrary or in opposition to what the pure Dhamma is teaching, that are keeping us from tranquility, from peace of mind, from equanimity, from nibbana. So the real listening is the practice of sati. We have to know what we're doing. We have to know it as an observer and let go of it as quickly as possible. If we're going to be a good listener to others, we have to be open-hearted and patient and understanding and compassionate, filled with as much loving kindness as we can be. And if we're going to listen to ourselves, we need to have these same qualities of tolerance and forbearance and patience, or we're going to be dismissive of others. We're not going to hear them. We're not going to respond to them in the way that will be the greatest blessing to them. And we're not going to listen and catch our own mind as it's defiling us, as it's destroying our possibility to experience nibbana, to find peace and tranquility in the present moment. So listening requires our full attention, our full awareness, our practice of sati, that we catch all of the pollutions that may be coloring and destroying the purity of the present moment. Thank you very much. Thank you for reaching the end of this talk. As always, I hope you'll be blessed by your practice of the Dhamma, and I trust that you will be. We invite you always to make comments or to reach out for us if you want personal conversations, if you'd like us to address issues in future talks. Please do contact us. We look forward to hearing from you. Thank you very much.